Welcome to Boysan's Place. It's been a while since I've been here on this podcast. I know I've been having fun the past year with Jimbo on the Good Vibes guys with Jimbo and Stevo. We're both kind of doing our own things right now. I'm just kind of getting back in the swing of things after having prostate surgery. But with that said, I wanted to open up the new season with a show about prostate cancer. And share my experience out there as well too, because I learned a lot, from uh, what other guys have experienced as well too. So um, I wanted to outline it, and so the first thing I think I'll start once I do this introduction is talk about the statistics out there for prostate cancer, and then also I'll talk about my experience as well. Wasn't that easy for me, and I think for a lot of guys, and so I can relate to a lot of them. And also talk about support group. So you'll, surround yourself with friends and family and the professionals who understand this disease. And then I'll share what happened to me on surgery day and then the healing process as well too. All right. And I welcome you to, send me a message here on YouTube or on uh, some of the other podcast places out there that this is going to be shared on as well. And I hope that I can reach a lot of the men and their families who love them so that they can try to catch that prostate cancer as soon as possible. All right. All right. So with that said, let's dig right in. So a lot of the data that I'm sharing comes from the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control, also the American Cancer Society, and other places too. 13 in 100 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer on the average. In 2021, there were 236,659 new cases in the United States. And the age group that was affected the most is 70. So if in your 70s, maybe late 60s, that's kind of like where it sort of seems to occur mostly in that age group. I started testing about 3 years ago. I'll talk more about that. And I was 61, I believe, at the time. Yeah, 61. In the year 2022, 33,363 men died from prostate cancer in the US alone. It's estimated that 2 to 3 men out of 100 will die from prostate cancer. So let's catch that quickly, guys. A cancer therapy advisor predicts that in 2024, nearly 300,000 men will be diagnosed with the disease, and a little more than 35,000 men will die from that as well, too. The American Cancer Society estimates 2 million um, uh, men will, uh, 2 million men will, oh no, 2 million new cases, cancer cases in the US. And then in 2024, well, let me backtrack that here. Yeah, American Cancer Society estimates 2 million new cases of cancer, prostate cancer will occur in the United States in 2024. That's last year. So that's part of that group. Risk factors, age, family history, ethnicity, your genes, if you're smoking, excess body weight, and diet, all those things, those factors come into play. And then also, too, when the way you can catch it is by screening. That's how mine was caught as well. So I started, what is it now, in 2025? So minus 3 years in 2022, I believe, right around the end of when COVID was ending, around that time, I believe. Um, I got a higher score on my PSA screening, which is prostate specific antigen. That's what that's called. They take a blood sample from you and that can tell doctors if you have cancer growing in your body, or whether or not, cancers that do not progress as well too. In my case, there was no history on my side of the family. My wife's side of the family has that. Her grandfather died of prostate cancer, but my dad was healthy. He lived till 93. I believe he could have lived longer. There are other issues with that, so don't even go there with me. But yeah, so now I have it, and so I talked to my son and said, hey, please, make sure you watch what you eat and get yourself checked with the PSA score and all that. I was lucky that caught mine in time. According to Cook Medical Statistics, in 2012, 1 million men were diagnosed with prostate cancer worldwide. And then 68% of prostate cancer cases occur in developed countries, The highest incidents are in Oceania and North America. Lowest incidents were in Asia and Africa. The top 10 regions with the highest incidents were Martinique, France, Norway, the metropolitan areas of France, Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, Sweden, Australia, New Caledonia, French Polynesia, and Ireland. So those are the statistics I wanted to share with you. You know, my experience about 3 years ago or so was after the doctors did the PSA test on me, and we did the biopsy where they stick the needles up your butt and then they take like 13 or so 12 samples out. And then yeah, I also had to do, an MRI scan and all that. The MRI scan showed the area in my prostate where the doctors thought it was, but when they took the samples and the biopsy, it didn't come out with anything, so they thought it was clear. And then in the summer of last year, 2024, I got a blood test done, and that showed that my numbers spiked. It was 7+ on the PSA score or something like that. And I went through the same thing again, and I hate the biopsy because it freaking hurts like hell, even if they, anesthetize you. Um, and then I did the MRI scan, and then also I did the PET scan after that. We'll talk about that in a minute. Um, but yeah, so they caught it, and then I wasn't. I actually had different options. Um, the doctor had me see an oncologist at UCSD, University of California, San Diego, and he was more about radiation. I was trying to avoid that because one of my sisters went through that radiation chemotherapy, and it just took the life out of her. I felt like I wanted to look at other options. So I did a lot of my own research, my wife and I together, and talking to friends. I have one, two, three, four buddies who went through prostate cancer. And I tell you, some of them can't even talk about that. I don't blame them. I really didn't want to tell my wife. I wanted to just deal with it on my own. Part of me wanted to just let it go. It's kind of stupid. But for my friends out there and for all the other men out there, I urge you to please get tested because your family loves you, your friends love you. And so I wasn't supposed to, I actually decided based on my meetings with my doctor and the oncologist that it seemed like after my PET scan that the cancer was contained within the prostate, so it had not metastasized outside of that. If it had metastasized, radiation would have been a consideration, but the doctors felt confident they could remove the entire prostate with the cancer in it using robotic assisted laparoscopic radical prostatectomy. We'll talk about that too. And so I wasn't supposed to get the surgery until January of this year. I ended up getting it December 31st, New Year's Eve. I didn't care. I just wanted it out. I didn't want to wait any longer because it seemed like from the PET scan that I had, which is positron emission tomography, where they scan you from your brain down to the mid lap area. And when I saw the pictures after I got home, I could see already that there was cancer, on the prostate, but it was so close to the edge, we weren't sure, what I just didn't want it to burst out of there. So I told the doctor, hey, put me on your list. Um, Matt, his name is Dr. Matthew Lux from Kaiser. So I'm so thankful for him. And I guess somebody might have bowed out or something. So I took it. I took the surgery date, December 31st, 2024. Um, yeah, so on surgery day, I actually it was at Kaiser and where I'm not here, I'm trying to find my notes so I can continue. Yeah, on surgery day, it was like almost like checking into a hotel. They were so classy. From the greeter to the young lady who took my copay, and then also to the nurse who um, took all my vitals and everything. She was so much fun. I'm a jokester, so you'll hear me. I might joke around about this here and there. It's no laughing matter about cancer. Make no bones about that. Again, people have died from that. But my sense of humor kept me positive and upbeat. So do whatever it does to keep your sanity and to keep you positive, whether it's praying, positive thinking, doing other things and all that, because I believe that helps. And so my surgery day, on December 31st, I walked in and it was just everybody was super, super nice. I felt so comfortable and I hadn't realized how long I had been in surgery in years. I think the last time I think it was like a minor surgery. I had walked into a steel rod at a luau in Hawaii with my family, and the doctors had to, operate on my leg there. But surgery medicine, it's come a long way. And to have major surgery, like robotic assisted laparoscopic radical prostatectomy, um, where they actually send you home the same day, just blew my mind because usually they keep people in for, a couple days or so to heal. Well, RALRP, robotic assisted laparoscopic radical prostatectomy, was awesome. And my friend Sam, who has operated and assisted doctors in the operating room, uh, we went to the same high school together. She was such a blessing. Thank you, Sam, for sharing her experience and her knowledge with me because that kept me at peace. And then also, and she talked to me as well almost every week while I was in recovery. I'm still in recovery. I haven't even gone back to work yet. Um, but the technology itself is just amazing because what that does is it's minimally invasive, unlike opening up your whole cavity, in your tummy area. They do, they make several small incisions on your abdomen. I think I have seven or so. And then the robotic system is inserted into your tummy. The robotic arms are controlled by the surgeon, and they dissect the prostate gland from the tissue surrounding it, and they remove it and they close the incisions up. They put like super glue or something on me. I mean, I was so used to back in the old days, like sutures, but that wasn't the case with mine. They sewed it up. I went home with the catheter. I hated the catheter. It was in me for a week. And so I was healing then, but you can feel it. My buddies kept telling me take the painkillers. I think I only took, I didn't even take the strong painkiller because I didn't want to get hooked on it. That was just my choice. I alternated ibuprofen and Tylenol every 3 hours, and it helped me out a lot. I did that for maybe 3 days. I stopped for 24 hours, and then I started again for a couple more days, and then I stopped again. I was just kind of listening to my body to see what I could, what um, the pain level was like for me, and it was bearable. The benefits to RALRP is there's less tissue trauma as opposed to open surgery, greater dexterity and stability versus using the human hands. It's 3D magnified view for better visualization. You can see the nerves and the blood vessels. You have reduced blood loss, shorter hospital stay, like I did, and over 95% of cancer patients having cancer completely removed using RALRP. Um, that's the data that was shared. The risks of any kind of surgery, in this case too, is you know infection, bleeding, nerve damage, which is urinary incontinence and erectile dysfunction, and cancer reoccurrence. And then there's a 5-year cancer recurrence rate of 80 to 90%. Um, Nowadays, you can heal at home. The catheter is in for 5 to 7 days. Mine was in for 7 days. I could not wait to get that darn thing out. Erectile dysfunction could take several months to recover. I'm telling you, for me, it's a challenge, but I'm working on that. You do Kegels, like women do, and I tell you, women out there who go through birthings and anything, any kind of surgery, major surgery in that lower region there of your body, my hats off to you. Um, I had to not only did I or am I wearing right now, the depends, but I put the overnight pads on there so they can absorb more. Um, I put extra tissue in just so that I can save on pads. But, never thought I'd be doing this now, and yet here I am. So yeah, I'm up for the fight to control the bladder again. That's the part now where I need to train myself to, control the flow as well. So, you know, I made a lot of jokes about it on my own, and my buddies didn't know whether they wanted to laugh or not. But that's just me. That's just Boysan. That's just how I roll. It keeps me going, But I just want to reach out there to all of you guys. I have a couple buddies who refuse to get tested. I want you to get tested for the sake of your wives. And, hey, I love you too, brothers, so I want you guys to live long, you have kids, live long, man. You guys know who you are. Um, swallow your pride, guys, because, nothing's more important than your health. If you guys have any questions, you want to reach out to me, let me know. By the time this is released for viewing on social media out there, on the podcasts, um, it'll be on Spotify for me. I think Apple will pick it up as well, and Amazon and iHeartRadio and a bunch of others. Also, it'll be on YouTube. It'll be February 1st. I'll be speaking and sharing with other fellows who went through prostate cancer on February 1st in downtown San Diego at the UCSD facility there. So I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to talk to you. I'm so thankful for my buddies. I don't want to name their names just out of respect for their privacy. And just thankful for all of you guys. Whether or not you pray or you meditate or, you believe in God, Allah, Buddha, the universe, do all those things that apply to you that will keep your spirits up and keep you positive and get through that. Read up a lot on the matter. And prostate cancer is not the same for everybody. The key is if you can catch it at an early stage, you can survive. So right now it looks good for me, but I'm going to be taking my PSA test every 3 months or so for the next 5 years. And that way we can see if the cancer is still there or not. So I'm praying that it's not. All right. Thank you for tuning in to Boysan's Place. Join me again on the next show right here on the same bat channel.